Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. All right, so today's lesson I'm learning from my day job, but it applies to being a business owner and it applies to being an employee. So for this podcast, it is worth making. So I had my weekly one-on-one with my manager. Long story short, I've been stuck on the same software coding issue for like the past 4 days, calendar days. It's like 3 working days. And it's been agonizing. I can't figure it out. I can't get unstuck. I normally go to different online sources to figure it out. It's not working. My peers are helpful, but they can't solve it all the way through because they've got their work to do as well. And every time I get unstuck at one thing, there's another thing I get stuck at. So long story short, had my one-on-one with my manager. I quickly went over the thing that I'm stuck on. We got a little bit farther, but figure out how I can remember things. But then the other half of the meeting went really well. He was asking if I had an interest in basically like managing some summer interns. And like a week or two prior, I've talked about, I'd love to step up and be like a team lead or a squad lead, and like guide and develop younger people. And I don't just mean age, I mean career longevity. If they can be 50 years old in 2 years of software development, I love to lead and develop those people. They to me, they're younger on that spectrum. And so my boss, like, he's got a full plate. He's doing experiments with our data, with our platform, with our technology. And so he has to like run experiments, report on experiments, deliver results on those experiments. He has to create new experiments, have weekly check-ins with people, and his plate is just swamped. And he said he'd like to have some interns, but he just doesn't have the time for it, but he just has too much on his plate. I had a snap moment of like, this is my opportunity. I'm going to talk more about this. Just like, oh man, like what's going on? Like your plate just full, or like, tell me more. And then I almost turned into like a salesperson persona, like, oh, tell me about this pain problem you have. Where does it hurt? What are you stuck on? What would be a solution? What could you use more of? And I did it as like a friend because like he and I are friends. But in my head, it's like, hey, I don't need to be the best coder or the best at my job. My job is to make my boss's life better, make him look good, get the stuff done that he needs done. And usually that's by me working on my work. And sometimes it could be something outside of that helps him, whether it be with managing some of our interns, for example. And so as a business owner, your job is to take care of problems and to complete problems. And your job with your employees is to handle the problems for you and to help the business grow, handle the problems as they arise, and make sure as few problems happen over time. So as a business owner, when you're hiring people, I'm learning, hire problem solvers, hire people that want to document, take it off your plate, get it out of the way. Those are the people that are looking to make the business more valuable inherently. Let's pretend you own a business and you have to answer 0 problems every day because your staff knows how to handle all of them. And whenever something completely brand new happens, they know how to answer it the way you'd want it answered. That is the world's best employee. I don't know how you put a price tag on that. If you hire someone and they're constantly asking you how to solve the problem, how do I do it? And then they're helpless. Like that's the worst employee, when they're like can't do nothing without talking to you for everything. Now, obviously the people need to get your input. So I'm not saying like mentoring or developing your people is bad. But if 100% they're helpless, then that's a terrible employee. As an employee yourself making this journey, figure out how to answer problems, be proactive, network internally with people, know how to search Google, YouTube, Chat GPT, different online platforms, how to go search out the answers. And if you're stuck, and you're just like, hey boss, I've tried this, I've gone here, I've talked to this person, I'm stuck. I don't know where to go. Like I feel like I've run out of all the dead ends of this road. Like, what the heck should I do? Then they'll either have a novel idea or they'll be like, oh crap, this is a bigger problem. Maybe there's a deep issue. So as an employee, Be the kind of guy that goes out and about and proactively solves problems. Because if you can constantly make your boss's life better and solve problems and handle things and get them taken care of, oh, you'll have a job for life. That's where we're going. That's rock and roll. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.